Hello, everybody. Here we are, mid-July. We are two Bs from Lil D. I'm Joe, and this is Morg.
Hi.
And I cannot believe we are in the middle of July.
I know. Half the summer is gone. I don't know, actually. When does summer end?
No, I think you're right, Morg. I think summer, technically, I mean, let's not get technical because I feel like who cares about the technicalities?
Yeah.
Summer in my mind ends in August. I don't know what you think. I think technically it ends in September, but who cares? September doesn't feel like summer.
Back to school is when it ends.
Exactly.
And it will forever feel that way.
Yeah. And this summer has sucked.
Yes. Trapped. I think we're all going to come out of this and be very confused where that season went.
Yeah, we're all going to come out of this with full-grown beards and crazy hair like we haven't seen the sun. And I'm just, when you said confused, that's what I imagine. We're like, what? Who are you?
Wincing.
Yeah, wincing like we've been vampires. But I agree. I'm going to come out of this and be like, where's my summer vacation? Like, I want it. This sucks. I'm going to the Southern Hemisphere to have summer.
Wow. Yeah, that's a solution if we're allowed to go there. By that time.
Yeah, we'll see. You're right, because currently we can't go to Europe, so we probably won't be able to go there. But anyway, so what we're talking about today is summertime, because we are very much so missing summertime.
Yeah, we wanted to do a little tribute to what once was, and
R.I.P.
We promise the rest of this episode won't be as negative as this was. I mean,
we just had to get it out of our system. We had to vent a little.
Yeah, and that is a perfect segue into our baggage. You know, everybody needs to vent a little, okay? And I have someone this week, Joe, that submitted a question to us.
Morg, get out of here. For real?
Yes, we have a question. I won't say their name. You know, privacy is key.
We're all about that.
I just wanted to give a shout out to this person because this is the exact level of baggage we were asking for. Nothing too crazy. This is the things we can answer.
Nice.
The question was, I realize that this is embarrassing and I'm really late to the game, but I just bought a virtual assistant and I'm curious what you bees use your Amazon Echo or AIs for. Tell me your favorite ways to use Alexa or your Google Home. And right now, all I can think of is weather, music, or Jeopardy games. Wow. I had no idea they had Jeopardy. So
I was just going to say, well, I just learned something I didn't know. Do you play Jeopardy with your virtual assistant? Also, what does AI stand for? That one's new for me.
Oh, artificial intelligence.
Oh, I should have known that, I feel like. But that's okay. I learned something new.
We can't all be Elon Musk, okay?
Exactly. Well, Morg, do you use a virtual assistant?
I do have Amazon Alexa, and I feel like this person, I also don't know if I use it in all the right ways or the most, efficient ways, because mainly I use her for timers and for like conversion. So like while I'm cooking and my hands are dirty, I'll be like, how many ounces in a cup, Alexa?
Tell me now, Alexa, there's no time to lose.
I'm holding olive oil.
It's like a surgery.
It really is. I got my scalpel and I need this answer stat.
Right. Oh my gosh. Well, do you use it for music too, or not even that?
I do. I actually should probably connect it to my Spotify because I feel like I'm very lazy with the Alexa and I don't want it knowing more information about me. So I haven't connected it to like other accounts. So every time I ask it to play music, she'll give me like a 5-minute spiel about how I should pay for Amazon Music. And I'm like, I already have Spotify.
Oh yeah. Well, that's annoying. I don't want Alexa to be telling me to buy her recommended service. I just want to be like, Alexa, mind your own business and convert these cups into ounces for me.
She doesn't do it when I ask her that, but she does when I'm trying to play music that she doesn't have for free.
Oh, I thought for a second you were going to be like, she does when I ask her to play music that she doesn't like. Like, what if your Alexa gave you an opinion? I would never use one. Like, this is a fun fact. This song is the worst song ever created. And I'm Alexa, so that's a fact.
Yeah, she just hates on you. Well, no, I mean, I feel like the best ways to use Alexa, from my opinion, or AI, would be for those conversion timers. I do like the weather feature, and The reason I got on Alexa is because I use Amazon like nobody's business, and she does tell me where my packages are. So she'll be like, packages arriving today at 4 p.m., 10 stops away, which is creepy, but helpful.
That's cool. Does she tell you when you ask her, or does she just tell you? Because I think it'd be weird if you were just doing something like getting a cup of water and she's like, package arrives in 30 seconds. And you're like, ah!
And then the whole house becomes like Mission Impossible and lasers.
Exactly. She gives you a weird task to get your package.
Yeah, no. I actually probably you could set features where she tells you automatically, but I just have it where I asked her. And she'll also put things in your cart for you. And lists are also very helpful. So I have shopping list, I have work list. So I'll be like, add, X to do item to my work list, so that if I'm thinking about it, like while I'm doing dinner, I'll remember to come back to it tomorrow when I get online.
Oh, okay. So that is really cool. And I just have a question. Does she just read the list back to you, or does she type it so you can see the list?
Yeah, your phone, you have to have the Alexa app. And so it gets stored then like in a notes file that I can go look at.
Okay, that's crazy. And I guess I'm asking all of these. It's probably obvious, but I do not use an Alexa. I have an Alexa, but she sits in a drawer because I remember when I got her, my dad was like, she's going to listen to you.
Which she does.
And he's like, I don't want her knowing everything about my life. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't either. Like, I don't consider myself a conspiracy theorist, but I am afraid Alexa is taking my secrets down.
She's taking her secrets, man. She's got a list of her own. JoJo's secret.
One day I will use these to become her.
Yes. I feel like you use yours as a paperweight, so there's another use for Alexa.
Ooh, that's a good point. I don't, but I will. Thanks, Morg.
A decorative item.
This was really helpful. I don't know if we answered this person's question, but
I think I did.
I think you did too. You know who I would really love to hear about, though, related to, since you called it a virtual assistant, which I also hadn't heard before now. I would love to hear from a human assistant about,
they're taking our jobs.
Yeah, kind of. Or like, well, they'll never take our job because they can't get you in at this fancy restaurant like I could. I would love to hear a real human assistant's like opinion on an Alexa or an AI or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like their position, which I kind of agree with, would probably align with the fact that there's just something about the human touch that you can't recreate with a virtual assistant.
I like that. That would be, Morgan, thinking entrepreneurial. I feel like I said that wrong. Entrepreneurial. Why does that sound so weird to my ears?
I think it's right.
Okay, well, thinking along those lines, because as we have previously established, we are entrepreneurs. If I was to become an assistant, I think that's exactly how I would advertise myself, as being like, because there's nothing like that human touch. That would be my website tagline for sure.
You might get some weird requests.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think like that, but you're so right.
You might get some creeps.
You'd have to specify.
Yeah, and I don't mean anything weird.
Exactly. Like you put a little asterisk next to it, and then at the bottom it's like, but no touching. I do not touch.
Exactly. You got to clarify that.
Not literal.
This is a figure of speech.
Don't be gross.
I feel like you would also, like, the person who would run this website would also be like, have pictures of like Google Homes and Alexas with like big X's on them. Like you're a what is it when you're like running an election and you do like a slam campaign or whatever, where it's about your
Oh my gosh. It's a smear campaign, right?
smear. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And that'd be so great because it'd be like little videos and it'd be like, can your Alexa do this? Or it's like in black and white and it's like, Alexa got in trouble for stealing data. I would never do that. Turns to color or whatever. Yeah. It's like, hi, my name is.
Yeah. It's like, but all the things that they're asking, could your Alexa do are outdated. It's like you shredding paper. Could your Alexa do this?
Yes. Where it's like, yeah, something or things that your Alexa could probably do. Like, Can your Alexa tell you where your package is? Because I can. It's on your doorstep.
And it's like the most inefficient way to figure it out, like driving, arriving, looking,
taking notes,
faxing notes.
Wow. Well, I feel like we might have just angered some real human assistants because I feel like we're.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry to diss on your jobs. Please make this website and we will respond accordingly.
I'm sure the human touch makes a big difference.
Well, I think that was some great baggage. We, of course, are always looking for more. So send in any questions you have, anything we can help you with. I think y'all got your great answer for today. How do the bees use AI? JoJo doesn't. Morg uses 5 features.
I was going to say Morg because you're like, got their great answer. And I was like, did they really get much of an answer? Or did they get like a huge discussion of us then turning it into something else? We will talk about your questions. We cannot guarantee we will answer them though. Keep it coming, people.
Well, Joe, with our summer episode, one of the first things I thought about with this theme was every summer having school homework where I had to read like a book or write some paper before we went back to class, especially starting like after middle school.
Yes. I think the first one we had was 6th grade because I kind of remember that being like a transition, or maybe it was at 8th grade. It was middle school though, because I remember being like, oh crap, like, man, I miss elementary school.
Things are getting real.
Yeah. Like, I have to read this 200-page book?
Yes, I think it was 6th grade, Prince and the Pauper.
You're right. It was. And that book was horrible. How could you make 6th graders read that? Did you read it, Morg? Be honest.
I think I did not read it.
I know I did not read it.
Like, if you were to read my paper, I bet it was like all the elements of what the cover of the book was.
Yes, right? One boy has red hair. It's a little bit dirty. The other boy has a red chili bowl. That was the cover of my book.
That was the cover. One boy is holding up dirty clothes. Other boy is getting measurements on a fine silk suit.
And that is the story of the Prince and the Pauper. There is also a dog.
Yes, that's on there too. I think I literally watched the Wishbone re-adaptation and was like, I get it.
And don't forget about Cliff Notes. I feel like having an older sister, it was really helpful. Like, she introduced me to Cliff Notes, and Cliff Notes, Morg, was the jam, right?
Cliff Notes were the jam because they really just gave you everything you needed to write your paper.
Right? You know, I mean, summer ends in 3 days, and as a, 12-year-old, you have no forethought or whatever. You have no ability to care about anything other than the here and now. So 3 days before school, and you're like, well, crap, I've got to write this paper. Yeah. Cliff Notes, Wishbone, here I come.
Mom, I got to dial up the internet. I just remember my mom being so mad when I like procrastinate and then need to take over the computer for the rest of the like days before school.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because she couldn't really say no.
No, I need this grade, Mom. I can't go into 6th grade like this. I'll ruin the rest of my life.
Yeah, but I don't want to start off 6th grade on the wrong foot. But also, though, why did our parents, and maybe they did, but I don't really have much of a memory of my parents, like, being on me to do any of my summer homework.
Yeah, that's really true. I feel like it was always, like, very lax. But, I mean, maybe that's just because we got it done, man.
Yeah, we always did, always. And you know what I remember was doing one of our summer readings going into high school. It was the first one going into high school. So it was like another stepping stone. So the book was longer and I was like, oh crap, I can't read this book. And I would reward myself every day by, I would write a journal entry or something. And I'd be like, if I write one journal entry, I can have an ice cream cone.
Setting up your own gratification. Also, I remember that book. It was called East of Eden.
No, Morg. I mean, we don't have to go there. It's The Natural.
Oh, that one was later. Junior year.
Yeah, it was The Natural.
Oh my gosh, The Natural. Yes. That was like the first book I feel like I read where it was like, oh my God, there's like sex in this book. Why am I reading this?
Yeah, but it was also, so I'd seen the movie. And so it was like also the first book, honestly, it might be the first book that I actually feel like I read, but it was also the first book that I felt like I read and understood.
Yes. And I just remember me and you discussing the part where the lady's like naked on the bed eating like a chicken wing.
I have no memory of that, but it wouldn't surprise me that book was bizarre.
Yes, I remember that distinctly because it was like, what the heck is that supposed to be? Like attractive? Like, nah, 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 nah.
Maybe when she did it, but you're right. Like picturing myself doing that would be like disgusting. Like, shut up. I'm eating hot wings. Give me a napkin.
Hop in, baby. Yeah. For some reason, it's just way more abrasive and gross when I do it.
Right? Like what you're picturing because you know how you would look. Who could? How?
Oh, so clearly we got really educated with these books.
Oh my gosh, you're right. The only thing Morg took away from The Natural is that there's no way one can look sexy while eating a chicken wing on a bed.
I'm like, you really didn't need to include this in this book.
Yeah, how did that drive the plot forward?
I don't remember.
It had to have been symbolic or some sort of foreshadowing. A chicken wing comes back later in the book to haunt us.
Maybe they were saving it for a sequel that never came.
You're right. Maybe it was that would have been the basis for part 2 or the second book or whatever. Is like this chicken wing really came back like, oh, you thought it was just a moment? Oh, no. This woman has a chicken wing addiction.
And that is The Natural, book 2.
So if anyone has a summer reading and you have to read The Natural, you are welcome. Morgan, I just gave you a really great summary of what you need to know.
Yeah, that and book reading for school. And I remember we were always part of like the Blue Bonnet library reading club.
Oh yeah, I feel like I cheated with that too though. I mean, that's horrible. It was like didn't mean anything.
Yeah.
And the prizes weren't even that good, but I was like, I don't really want to do this, but I feel like I have to do this because I signed up for it.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that. My mom, it was like a joint package with me and my sisters. It was like, all right, all 3 of you need to get to the same level so we can get free meal at Poncho's.
Oh, wow. Your mom definitely took it to the next level because I don't think I even knew there was a Poncho's meal. I mean, I think me and my brother got a free book and it was like, are you kidding me? And they weren't even like books that I wanted.
I get to read more.
Right? My reward is more books. You've got to be kidding me, woman. And they were like classics. It wasn't like Captain Underpants. It was like, I don't know, like
The Natural.
Yeah, The Natural. I'm in like 4th grade and it's like, here's The Natural. You're welcome.
You'll need this later. 9th grade homework.
You'll thank me in the summer of whatever.
Yeah, no, my mom, definitely took it to the next level with thriftiness because #we always do.
And you know what? Side note though, Poncho's was delicious. I loved Poncho's. That was my favorite restaurant when I was a kid.
Yeah, Poncho's was a fan favorite of ours as well, which I also remember distinctly working to get free Pizza Hut as well. So those were like the deals.
Also for the book club?
Yes. And so it was like, we can't go to Pizza Hut unless all 3 of y'all do this reading. So we were like, all right, we're in this together. I care. It was a way to motivate me to care about performance,
Well, then I'm impressed. But I mean, it was all like self-monitored, right? Like I remember, and maybe I'm thinking of something different. I kind of remember filling out the thing myself, like, oh, today I read pages 1 through 12. Today I read pages 13 through 40. And then I just would like make it up because there was no, what's the word I'm looking for? There was no like verification. It was just like, okay, you said you did it. You did it.
Oh, yeah. This is, we're peeling back the layer into JoJo's moral compass as in this episode.
I hated reading Morg. I was a horrible reader too, if you remember.
Yeah.
I was a horrible reader.
If y'all go look at our Instagram from the camp episode, JoJo's letter home really spoke to her literacy skills.
Yes, and that was again like 3rd, 4th grade. Like I really should have been functioning at a higher level.
I feel like, yes, it was very much so like, who's really checking this? But I don't think I understood that then. I was like, this is very important. I got to go to Pizza Hut.
I got to do my part so we can go to Pizza Hut. Wow, well, I'm impressed. Yeah, and maybe I was, but I do kind of have a memory of being like, this is dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I probably was like, so mom just signs up on this? Mom's the one who wants us to get these meals for free anyways.
You know what? Yeah, and you know what? I'd be like, you know what, Mom? We're all working really hard so you can eat at Pizza Hut. Like, what are you doing?
And I would get an earful about driving us to the library, taking us to get the books. Come on, Joe. Everyone had their part to play.
Everyone had their part. Okay, fine. Mom wins, like always.
I just remember one time they rejected one of the books that I read because it was like below my level. Like I read one of Ellen's books, like Arthur, when I was too old, and they were like, that's not going to count.
Okay. Well, yeah, because I remember thinking you had a choice, or maybe they gave me a choice because I had a low reading level. But it was like
your mom's on the side, like, listen,
you gotta let her do the lower one. That's the only way the kid will read. But I do remember having the option to either read a certain amount of like picture books or read like one long book or like a certain number of pages or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't remember them being like, no, this doesn't count. But I think I always tried to read pages because for me, for some reason, that felt easier.
Yeah.
But it's probably harder.
I just remember getting a rejection and then I was like, dang it. Gotta read in.
Back to square one, no Pizza Hut.
But there was like levels. So like one was like Dairy Queen ice cream cone. Then there was like.
That sounds so good.
Yeah. Honestly, probably need one right now.
Me too. But so there's Dairy Queen ice cream cone. There was Ponchos.
Varying levels of. We were all food motivated. I don't know if that's like a specific track we could pick. Apparently, you were picking the book track.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I think it was like my mom's choice, and because I don't ever remember hearing about pizza or Mexican food.
Yeah.
Like they weren't options. As far as I knew, it was like, you get to pick a book. I would have been way more motivated for food though. It's probably why I was at such a low reading level.
Well, Joe, I feel like we got a lot of reading under our belt in the summers, but what else were we up to? I feel like I was always at my grandparents' pool. What about you?
Oh, yeah. So I feel like during the summer, I was always in like swimming, like at the lake. I also got really into crafting, Morg. So, which, I still love crafting, as I've previously commented on. But
the
earrings, I'm currently making earrings and painting bracelets and whatever. But it's a weird hobby. And like obsessive, because I remember when I was in sixth grade, like the summer of sixth grade, do you remember those accordion dolls?
Yes. Oh, I remember your accordion doll summer.
Yes. So I got so good at making accordion dolls, like where you fold up the paper and you cut out one and you unfold them and they're all doing the same thing. And I would like make them holding animals and make them jumping. And it was like the part of the fun was like trying to figure out where they were going to connect because it wasn't always their hands. And then I would color them.
I remember I was really impressed.
Oh, yeah. You know who else was impressed? My mom, because she got 6 of them framed and they hung around my room, which I will say I hated because it was like sixth grade. Then I was like transitioning into like later in middle school and into high school. And I had all these freaking paper dolls I'd made framed in my room at like 16 years old. I mean, and again, like
she outgrew her craft.
Yes. And I just remember people coming over and being like, why is your room look like it's for a child? And I was like, I don't know. Everyone had posters of like celebrities.
Oh, these are my friends.
This isn't even my room. Yeah, so that was definitely like, I hated that. And I'm sure I still have some. My mom loved them. And then I feel like, Morg, do you remember this? We went through, which is crazy to me because it seems like it's definitely cycled back now. We were like tie-dye fiends.
We were.
Like I went through, Morg, I remember going into my closet after we went on like a tie-dye rampage and being like, I don't own anything white.
Yeah.
Like anything that I had that was white became tie-dye.
Yes, I remember that. I even tie-dyed my sheets for college. I was so into it. Yeah, everything got tie-dyed. Nothing white was allowed. And it was like you said with the dolls, it was like also trying to find like ways to like make it harder on ourselves. Yes. Like leave this part white, the rest of it will be tie-dyed.
Yes. Yeah, I remember I tie-dyed a peace sign and I was so proud of myself. And then I started incorporating bleach, so it was like all tie-dye, but then I'd bleach something so it'd be white.
Yes, and this was before Pinterest, okay? So this was more impressive, y'all.
Yeah, this all came from the heart. Yeah, I feel like, to me, that's nuts. And it's nuts that it's like coming back. And part of me is like, do I want to go down this path again? Like, we know how dark it is.
I know how much I liked it last time.
But we were really good at it. But I mean, other than that, I mean, yeah, I feel like that's it. Like, you didn't do any kind of like crafting or anything aside from tie-dyeing?
Oh, I probably did. I guess nothing as much as like
Obsessive.
stands out. Well, I remember those paper dolls. I think I got like them made into a card or something for me.
Morg, that sounds about right, because that's something else that is one of my favorite crafts is making cards. I like will never buy a card. And to this day, like from the time I was like 4 years old until now, I won't buy a card. I like making cards.
But they're good. I have so many homemade cards from you.
Oh my gosh, but it's so weird because some of them are horrible.
No, they're not.
Like some of them are like, I made one for my brother, I think, and it was like a frog and it was ugly. And it made no sense.
I feel like it comes from the heart more, because then it's got a personal detail that you just can't get with a Hallmark.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. And it was probably like a cop out because it was like, crap, I didn't get in one of my family gifts, like have this card that took me 10 minutes, but you don't have to know that. And if you do know it, you'll never say.
What kind of mafia family are you in? Don't talk about the card.
I don't know, Morg. A very nice one.
I feel like my craftiness was put on hold because my family was all about getting down to business. Like my mom was an Avon lady, and I feel like my summers were spent being like one of her employees. I had to like stamp the Avon books, run them to the doors, put them in like the library case. I don't even understand. It was like, where are you getting customers, Mom?
Oh, I remember like riding along with you guys, dropping off those Avon books. And I remember we'd be watching TV and the three of y'all would just be sitting there like stamping. It felt like you guys were 100% her employees.
We were. And she would pay us with samples of like lipstick. She'd be like, okay.
What? She would have paid you with money?
No.
Wow, your mom is Morg. What kind of family? And I am. What kind of family are you in?
Entrepreneurial. Well, okay, Joe. I have a game for us. You know.
Okay.
Now that we've talked about our mafia families, I
know. I feel like that's all we've really established here.
Don't talk about the cards.
You'll get a sample if you stamp 1,000 books.
You don't get rouge until you stamp all those books. I want that new lipstick, Mom. And it was like the smallest lipstick sample ever. But okay, my game for you is a lot of companies will make a tagline for their product for the summer.
Okay.
And so what I'm going to do, and these are like big companies, like think like Nike, whatnot. Like major food brands. I don't want to give too much away, otherwise you'll probably know it right immediately.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say what the slogan is or the tagline that they've used for the summer.
Okay.
And then you tell me what company you think it is.
Okay, let's do it.
So the first one was a 1986 summer slogan for this company, and it was red, white, and you.
Red, white, and you?
Yes. And I would say red, white is the biggest clue.
Red, white. A company that their colors are red and white, I'm assuming. So I'm going to say Budweiser.
Oh, close, but it was Coca-Cola.
Oh, yeah, that definitely is more like red and white. I don't know why I went with Budweiser, but oh, dang. Okay, I should have gotten that. Okay.
So it was, red, white, and you, and another one of theirs was also America's Real Choice, but I thought that was harder. Red, white, and you sounded like it had a clue in there.
I mean, that is harder, and that also feels very pointed. It's like America's Real Choice. Looking at you, Pepsi. It's not you.
Giving in some shade to Pepsi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this one, I'm loving summer.
McDonald's.
Yes! I don't know what year that one was.
They didn't even try to change it, Morg.
They didn't even try. I think that was 2019.
I could be a McDonald's marketing person. Are you kidding me? Okay, guys, I've got the perfect summer slogan. So our non-summer slogan is I'm loving it. Well, for summer, get this. This is really going to blow your mind. How about I'm loving summer?
And they probably debated about that for months. So yes, I agree, Joe. That one was really a letdown when I found it.
Yeah, that one bums me out.
But I also wanted to throw some easy ones in here.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm loving summer.
And you know that's how it goes.
Okay, so this one, a little harder, actually, maybe a lot harder. In 2013, this company had a watermelon filled, I don't know how to explain this without saying it, but their product was watermelon filled, and their product was watermelon filled for the summer. So their tagline was wonder filled. This was in 2013.
Vodka. Absolute.
Sounds disgusting, but
Wonder filled. Like a watermelon. Okay. What? No, I don't even see the connection. Yeah. And why?
she's scrambling.
Like, where is the watermelon involved in? Well, I mean, maybe it'll become clear when I get the company. If I get the company, because at this point I've got zero guesses. Wonder filled. Wonder filled. Do I get another clue?
It is a food product, not a drink.
Yeah, because that's again my first thought was Absolute vodka, because for some reason watermelon and vodka go together.
I think they do.
Whataburger.
Whataburger. Oh, that's a good guess. It is.
No, it's not. Don't lie to me.
Well, whatever. It is Oreos. Wonder filled, which sounds so gross. I don't want a watermelon Oreo.
That sounds disgusting. I don't either.
Well, the product has not returned, so
yeah.
I don't know how their summer tagline worked out, but it doesn't seem good.
I don't know who's responsible for determining flavors at Oreo, but I think I could also do that job. Like I'd be like, before even sampling that, no.
What's a summer flavor?
Not that.
I got two more for you. So this one, it's probably the hardest one I have, so I don't really have a
harder than Wonderfilled?
I don't really have a clue for it. I just think it's so broad. Taste the best of summer.
Taste the rainbow Skittles.
Oh, that's a good guess, but it's Starbucks.
What the heck?
Yeah, I don't think that's even... Some of these I'm like, that could be for anything. This isn't like really... Like, how do I know this is your brand?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, maybe they have a little symbol or something. You know, I'm imagining it's not just the phrase like you're giving me. I'm sure there's some sort of imagery to accompany it.
I guess, but I just still am like, at least I'm loving summer went with their brand.
Yeah, you're right. So maybe, you know, we were hating hard on that McDonald's one, but so far maybe that was the best one.
I liked Red, White, and You.
Yeah, Red, White, and You too, yeah. But yeah, these other ones are broad, like, I don't know, like the human touch or whatever we said.
Our summer tagline, our all year round tagline for us. The human touch of never like a virtual assistant.
So creepy. We'll touch you more than no.
Okay, maybe we shouldn't work in marketing.
Yeah, no, okay, I take it back. You guys can keep your jobs for now.
Okay, and here is 1993 company's summer tagline, which is proud to be your bud.
Budweiser or Bud Light.
There you go. Yeah. Okay. So I was like, oh, she already said Budweiser.
Oh, okay. That one, yeah. Well, it was already on my mind. I think that's why it came to me so fast.
She was ready. She's ready to say Budweiser.
Would have been great if it wasn't. I'd be like, are you kidding me? No.
You're not allowed to say Bud.
Bud is specifically for Budweiser.
Yeah, so those are the summer taglines.
But those were good, Morg.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like we were saying, I felt like as I was reading some of them, I was like, this is what you came up for the summer?
Yeah, that's junk.
You don't have to change your slogan if it's just as boring as your regular slogan.
I agree. Like, just leave it. Like, you didn't need to do that. Like, I can't even remember one of them, but it was not memorable and it was so...
But we're wonder-filled.
I hate that. I don't even see the connection. That would have fit for anything. Like, what does that have to do with watermelon? I think that was what was tripping me up so much.
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with watermelon as much as it has to do with, I guess, the filling of the Oreo. So we changed it.
Yeah, but again, like you said, like that could have been in December. Yeah. Like, it doesn't even have to do anything with summer. Anyways, I'm over it, Morg. Let's move on before I get angry at Oreos, my favorite snack.
Okay, we'll leave that where it is.
Okay, but anyways, Morg, leaving that there, what about, or I feel like something that people do a lot in the summertime is they come up with like a summer bucket list. You know, it's like while the weather's nice and you have some vacation, you get out and you do all the things that you can't do. And this summer, though, as we've established, is very weird and kind of complicated to do things and see people. Do you have or what would be on, if you don't, your quarantine bucket list, summer bucket list?
Yeah, I feel like with the quarantine, there's been a lot of changes to how we experience things I would maybe do in the summer, like go to a concert or go experience something in person to online. And so I guess a lot of mine have been like, okay, let me see how this is virtually. And if I like it or don't like it, would I want this if I were to go back? I mean, if the world was to go back to quote unquote normal, would I still like it this way? So I feel like, I've gone to like an online concert.
Yeah.
I really like the idea too of there's been a lot, I haven't done one yet, but in Austin, there's been a lot of drive-in concerts, which I think is really cool.
Oh, cool.
You just go in your car.
So is that like a drive-in movie kind of thing?
Yeah, but you listen to the concert from your car or truck, so you're like socially distanced.
Is it live? Is the concert itself live?
Yeah. So what they've done in a few places is set up like a stage in a field that you can like all drive your cars into, and then you can either like get in the back of your truck if you have one, or you can just listen, and you'll have like speakers you can get, but it's all like socially distanced.
Oh, that's really neat. And then how about that traffic leaving, though?
Well, I guess I kind of just consider it like any sporting event or concert anyways. Like you're always going to be stuck in like whatever venue's parking lot.
That's a good point. This is a very good point.
So I don't know. I just thought that was cool. And I feel like we're having to get creative with like the way we experience things. And I feel like trying some of the things that have become virtually enabled and then like thinking about how I would either continue experiencing them after or if I would be okay with the change.
But would you, because it sounds like you've already done some things like that.
I mean, for example, like a concert at home, I, of course, don't really like it as much as being in person.
Yeah.
But I think the concert in a field, I don't know, I haven't gone yet, but I think that'd be really cool and something that I would continue doing after, because it's almost like more low key where I can kind of sit and it's not as
yeah, Morg. That's my kind of concert. A concert where I'm not I don't like being in crowds that much. So a concert, yeah, where it's like I've got my own bubble and I can sit. Oh my gosh. That's also something that I don't love about most concerts is like you have to stand.
Yeah, it's not fun. Like things that I'm over are car parades, Joe. I have witnessed them. I have been blocked in traffic by them. I'm over them. Does anybody actually want that?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like, and maybe I'm wrong because I have not been a part of a single car parade. I take that back. I did have to be a person standing and receiving a car parade, and it was like 1,000 degrees outside, and I had to wave posters because the car parade was for the people in the parade. It was very strange. But yeah, I didn't really enjoy it, but I feel like it's mostly for children. Is it for adults? Because to me, that's like not worth it. That'd be weird. If a bunch of people drove by me, I'd be like, okay, you guys just call me or like, I'll see you later. Stop.
I agree that for children, I think it's way more normal, but the ones that I've been seeing are like for a 30-year-old man's birthday party.
Yeah, that's weird.
Or like someone's retirement. Like, I don't know. I think we can celebrate this later with a golfing trip.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Like, this isn't necessary. Yeah, let's celebrate after this, or just, yeah, give me a phone call because I'm an adult.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. You're just going to drive by? That doesn't sound fun for you or me.
So that's what I would remove from people's bucket list.
Agreed. 100%.
But I had a few more that I would add. So an unplugged day where you just don't get on anything at all.
Agreed. I feel like that would be great.
And then also like a cooking day where you make something like really hard that you would never have time to make otherwise. That's just like a challenge and kind of fun to see if you could do it. So those are some bucket list items I had.
And have you thought about for you what that would be?
Well, I have Chrissy Teigen's cookbook that I really like, and so I would probably just pick something from there, but I don't have one like off the top of my head.
Okay. Yeah, no, really interesting. And I feel like I really like the idea of like removing things from people's bucket list. When you said that, one thing that I'm also over is, I mean, and they're fine and they have been fun, but I feel like I've burnt out are the birthday videos Or like, and like, because now they're not even birthdays. Now it's like all kinds of celebrations, like how you said, like a retirement, a graduation, a wedding, whatever. And I feel like they've taken on like this weird, I don't know, like now it feels like that people have done enough of them. They're very rulesy. Like I just got one, Morg, and it's cannot be longer than 30 seconds, must be filmed horizontally.
Oh my
And
God.
yeah, like please.
These are some rules.
Yeah, like for some ideas, it was like you can toast with one of their favorite beers or wear a shirt from one of their favorite sporting things. And I was like, these ideas suck. Like, this woman doesn't know me.
We want to make the most boring video.
Right?
Please follow these guidelines.
Right? And there's like, I mean, and I get there have to be due dates and stuff, but it's just like feels very restrictive for a creative type like me.
Yeah, I don't like that. The videos, I feel like they have gotten out of hand in the sense of like also being about just, you know, posting them. So they're just really about like the glory that comes with it.
Yeah, but speaking of that, I still have to post on our Instagram the one I made for you.
Oh, you do need to post that. That was cute. So while we're talking about hating these, we are also hypocrites.
Obviously for the glory.
We need the glory.
At least we can recognize it, though.
But Joe, when I was researching this bucket list thing, I looked online at other people's bucket lists and I found some really like boring things that I thought I would share with you.
Oh yeah, please do.
So one person just had on their bucket list Guitar Center. Like I was like, what are you going to do? Go to Guitar Center?
Wait, is this like a blog though? Like
No.
That does seem very boring.
It was,
like, why share this?
It was like a printable checklist. I was like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, like, but why? To look at guitars? Like, what's the purpose? If I don't play guitar or I'm not interested in that, like, why?
I don't know, but that was one that I found that was weird. Another one I just found that it was just a list of like places. So I was like, am I supposed to go to these places? It was Las Vegas, San Diego. And I was like, is this just a summer bucket list for a really rich person? Like,
yeah.
So
yeah, what?
I was like looking for ideas, and these lists really just stood out to me. Also go to a trampoline park. That one seemed like maybe more for a kid.
Yeah, but even so, yeah. No, I mean, out of all of the other ones, I think that's the most realistic. And
yeah, lots of camping, reading a new book. Those are all kind of normal.
Yeah, those are normal. Although I will say I am struggling to read this summer, and I don't know why, because I usually read like 5 books a summer. But with all of this stuff, it's like, nope, can't do it.
5 books a summer is good. Your mom's conditioning worked.
Well, Morg, as you know, I lie about that. I have a tendency to go for picture books over pages. No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, yeah, but it probably is an exaggeration. And a lot of them are short, you know, like one summer, they're just like classics I like to read that I've never read. Like one summer I read all the Chronicles of Narnia books. You know, it's like books that are way below my reading level. So, I mean, yeah, take it with a grain of salt.
But still, that's a good book to read.
Yeah, I mean, I was just curious about it.
I feel like the classics are the ones that make you, what is it, more able to speak at your cocktail parties. You're more,
yeah, because
you're more eloquent now that you've known the classics.
Yes. Oh, and I can't wait for the opportunity where I'm at a cocktail party, which seems like it'll never happen, where I get to bring up something from the Chronicles of Narnia. Like,
you hear it from across the room, and you're like, oh, I've read that series.
And you know what's the worst part, though? Is I don't remember hardly anything about them. So all I could really contribute is like, yes, I have read that series, indeed. Yes, there were characters in a mythological place or magical place.
Yes, you just like say the general summary of the book that everyone knows.
Yes, yeah, that was turned into movies.
Yeah. Oh, okay. The last thing, though, that I want to remove from one of the lists I saw was make a TikTok account and upload your first TikTok video.
Let me think about that. No.
I'm not going to do it.
Morg, I mean, again, maybe we want to address this at a later date, but I Okay, I mean, I guess I'm aging myself. I just don't like TikTok. I don't get what's so great about TikTok. Like, it feels like everyone does the exact same thing on TikTok, and I'm not really sure why I need to see it like 500 times.
Joe, it's a mystery to me. I think we do need a deep dive on that
We're gonna
one.
need
I
to
think we
deep
got
dive.
enough. I think we got to do our extensive research on that theme.
Yes, or we might need to bring someone in who is a young
expert.
person and therefore an expert.
I think we need an expert also. So that one we're gonna have to put a pin in. But I can tell you, I'm not adding it to my bucket list.
And I can also tell you I'm not doing that. Like, never. Watch Morg and Joe immediately go get a TikTok.
Only if it makes sense for our entrepreneurial decisions.
Of course. Of course. That's all we're really thinking about here. How to move our business forward.
But Joe, last summer I was thinking about how White Claw was the drink of the summer.
Oh my gosh, it really was. I'd never heard of White Claw, and then I came home and all of the douchey sayings like claws, no laws or something.
Yes.
And it's like it just like blew up my life. Like I'd never heard of it until like July.
Yes, and that is some good marketing, I guess. They got their taglines out there.
Yeah, I mean, apparently the douchier the better.
But I was just wondering what you would say the drink of the summer is this year because of our weird quarantine lives.
Oh my gosh, that is such a great question. You know what I feel like I've seen is it seems like a lot of people are getting into like mixology with like what they just have, which to me is kind of cool. I mean, it feels very inventive and like creative, and it seems like you could kind of come up with something fun. I mean, granted, maybe you mix a drink that already exists, but I feel like that, so it's not necessarily like a specific beverage, but I feel like that concept seems to have been popular since it started. But I don't know, do you have a drink that you think, or I would just say like straight liquor because everyone's sick of quarantine?
Yeah, I was definitely on the same lines when I was thinking about this, where it was like whatever's in your house.
Yeah,
that you like, because I mean, even I feel like I was talking to you the other night, and I was like, I have like 6 beers from previous parties that I've just sat in my fridge, so I'm working through them.
Yeah, it's just whatever you have is fair game. Yeah, I mean, we were looking here in the pantry, and it was like tequila, and then like simple syrup, and like some orange citrus, and something else. And I was like, okay, what can I do here? I mean, I'm sure like a margarita, but I don't know, Morg. It's all about like getting creative.
Yes, that is how it feels. So it's like a combination of like leftovers meets creativity.
But also on this, Morg, I haven't seen any White Claws. I mean, granted, I haven't physically been around people, but like people always post their drinks on Instagram and stuff, and I have yet to see a White Claw.
Oh, I've seen a ton. They're still out and about.
Okay, so they're still holding strong.
They're doing okay.
There's still no laws with the claws.
Yeah, they're still out and about doing their thing, living their summer life. But what would you name this like at home drink then?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I feel like I don't know, because part of me wants to, if I could somehow come up with a clever name that kind of reflects how, you know, when you're like a teenager or whatever, and I mean, I don't know that this was particularly you or me, but it's like you go into like a friend's parents' liquor cabinet and you just basically skim a little off at the top of everything so that they don't know. Like, I want to almost call it something related to that because it kind of feels along the lines of it's like you're just mixing stuff together. But I don't know. I can't come up.
I want to call it dealer's choice.
Ooh, I like dealer's choice. It sounds risky.
It sounds risky. It also kind of describes that where it's like you're the one dealing. You get to skim a little off the top, mix it all up, whatever you're doing. It's dealer's choice.
Yeah. Dealer's choice. Okay, I like that. Or I would say something almost like potion or concoction or something like where it's like who knows what you're mixing.
Oh yeah, like
Cure. No, that's maybe not funny. The Cure.
That'll sell right off the shelf.
Scary, but maybe.
Well, Joe, I guess we both need to go make our dealer's choice and our cure potion. So I'm going to wrap us up. I want to ask anyone listening to follow us on Instagram, but also leave us a review and subscribe because we drop episodes every Friday and you're going to not want to miss our next ones. You're also going to want to go back and listen to all the previous ones because we are changing it up every week.
There's a little bit of something for everyone.
You will find some fun stuff out there. We are 2Vs from Lil D. Find us on Instagram at 2Vs from Lil D and shoot us an email. Send us your baggage. Have a great week.